Right then, so we are off to see Marie's car. She's given me a call because she's got a little Vauxhall Astra that she's trying to get sorted for her nephew.
The car was owned by my nephew's mum, who's my brother's ex-partner, and she used to drive it to take them fishing. And Aiden's fond memories, Aiden's my nephew, he's got such fond memories of going fishing with his mum in this car. She had some illnesses on and off throughout her life. However, it all came to a head around Christmas time last year. So she had a short period of being ill in hospital and sadly passed away at the beginning of this year. Her only child was Aiden. He's autistic, and she devoted all her life to looking after Aiden, especially with his extra needs. She'd do anything she could for him. The car was always planned to go to Aiden as soon as he took lessons to improve his independence and mobility and getting out and about and around the city. If we can get a car that's got that emotional connection that will improve his mobility, take him, to improve his independence and ultimately give him that connection back to his mum. It does need a bit of TLC, and I think Louise and Auto Angels might be the people to give Aiden something really nice to have going forward.
Hi, Marie.
Hi, how you doing?
Hiya. I'm Louise.
I'm Marie.
How you doing?
All right, yeah, not too bad. So this is the beast I was telling you about. It's got flat. I can't get it started and the key's stuck in the ignition now. When I got it here, I'd had to boost the battery with one of those little booster things.
Yep.
But then because the battery's flat again now, I can't get the key out of the ignition. Paintwork's naffed. There's moss, it's just a bit of an eyesore.
We've got moss everywhere, a little bit of fungus, quite a bit of rust cracking in the paintwork. No MOT on there?
No MOT. I think the last time it was probably driven properly was summer last year. I've literally just moved it around the corner because it had to come off somebody's drive. It makes a god-awful noise. It was smelling.
Any smoke, any warning lights?
I don't remember there being any smoke. There was definitely warning lights, but it really did smell and it made an awful noise. Everybody was turning around to look at it.
Where's the noise from? The exhaust or the brakes, or you're not sure?
I was petrified, so I was sitting shaking. I just don't know, so I know nothing about cars, Louise.
Okay, so let's get a battery on it and we'll fire it up and see if we can hear that noise that you were on about.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean about the key. Engine's nice and clean, Marie. Looks all right now. A little bit of an oil leak there, but nothing major. Coolant's nice and pink. Yeah, it looks quite tidy, apart from the cobwebs.
I know, yeah.
Right then, let's see if this fires up. Oh, I can get the key out.
That's a good thing, that's a good thing.
Yes. Okay, that's half the battle, yeah? Brilliant. So it starts.
It sounds a lot better than it did when I first drove it, so.
It starts, the warning lights have gone off, the key comes out. It doesn't sound like the exhaust is blowing or anything like that, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
So I suppose we need to move it now and just see how far we get.
Right, good luck.
Should we put some air in that tyre?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the engine running while we're doing this. It gives the compressor a little bit more oomph as well, and it won't drain the battery at the same time.
Okay.
Do you see these cracks in the tread?
Yeah.
So it's from like age of tyre, from being run flat, from being stood as well. It can blow out. So if you was to go on the motorway or something, you could cause like an accident. Yeah, it's quite bad. This will need replacing. And this is only one of 4. We'll check the other ones. Do you know what your tyre pressure should be?
I do know where to find it. That's the one thing I do know. It's on the inside of your door, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. On some cars it's the passenger door, on some cars it's the driver's door. On some cars you can even find it on the inside of the fuel cap. Easiest place to find them now is the service book inside the manual. Do you know where that is?
In the glove box.
In here, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yep, we've got a folder. It's 106,000 miles now, and the last stamp in this one is 60,000.
Okay.
Locking wheel nut key?
So I'll put that in there as well. I think it's in a little black pouch.
Yes, got it. Oh, we need this, it's super important. This little bad boy will help me take the wheels off. So what else you got in here? Have you emptied it all out, or?
I haven't even looked in the boot, you know.
Oh my goodness, what are we gonna find?
I don't know.
Ooh. Luncheon meat. Was that a favourite snack, or?
That would be for use for fishing bait. She used to take Aiden fishing all the time in this car.
It's still in date. You can have this for dinner later.
Oh no, thanks. I'm going to leave it to the cop.
The brakes are a little bit corroded from where it's been stood, so they're going to need replacing.
Okay.
A little bit of bodywork here, definitely on the top as well.
So with all the moss in the seals, is this going to cause a problem with the windows or anything?
Nah, probably stop them going up and down a little bit, but we'll get it all out and give them a good clean, and they'll be fine then. It's definitely going to need a couple of tyres on the front because they're cracked and they're old and they're perished, so they definitely need tyres. Definitely brakes all round as well. Disc and pads, it's been stood for so long.
Yeah.
So brakes all round. Service, because it's long overdue, as we saw by the service book. We need to make sure it's, it's safe, it's roadworthy, and it's reliable for him. A little bit of bodywork as well. Tart it up, a good old clean, it'll come back good as new. More importantly, it'll be safe for him to drive. It'll be great to learn it. I think he'd be quite chuffed with it when we're finished.
I think his mum would be pleased that, this is being done for him, and he's going to be made up, isn't he?
Rachel, our Astra. What do you think?
We'll have a look around it. Looks
She's
alright.
beautiful, kind of. There's a few
Probably
marks.
stone chips and
yeah,
stuff.
it's all right, not too bad.
What have you brought me?
Yeah, well, I know this is the worst bit. I knew it was the job for you. So what we got to do? I know.
Ideally, we'd want to take the window out because obviously we can't get in behind that to remove the rust, so there is a chance that it will come back because it can get further on down. But I mean, with the time constraints and stuff that we've got, what we'll do is we'll try and get in here as best as we can and remove the rust and treat it and remove as much paint as we can. And then what we'll do is we've got this tape and it's got like a plastic edge on it, and you fit the plastic edge down the back of the rubber and then pull it back, and it pulls the rubber open, and then that allows paint to get down that edge so that there's less chance of it flaking and causing an issue on us. But it looks like that paint only goes to about here, so we'll need to remove all the paint up to here, prime it, and then paint the whole, blend the colour out.
Didn't notice that the mirror, it's got tape on it. I think the case is loose. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah,
We can sort that out. We can fix that one. What about the rest of the car?
It's not bad, it's quite straight. There is that wee bubble there on the sill. It's not the end of the world, there's a couple of wee scratches, but I mean, a good buff.
Yeah,
Can't
give him a
find
good
all-
polish.
The bit that makes it look worse is the fact that it is so dirty.
Yeah.
Once we get a good clean on it, I think it'll look 10 times better without even polishing it.
This is quite a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We're just going to remove any road contaminants like tar or grease or anything like that, and then you would start your prepping process. And that's just so that whenever you're prepping and you're sanding stuff, you're not sanding the contaminants into the panel. Otherwise, you're never going to get rid of it. Rust in general is always really unpredictable. Whenever you see rust on the surface of something, it's usually because it's rusted from the back out. So that's what you always have to take into consideration whenever you look at any sort of rust on a car. It's not advisable to touch up jobs yourself with spray paint. My advice would be touch it up with a brush so that it tries to stop it from getting any worse. But if it's got to the point that that Astra was in, you really need to be giving it to somebody, because all you're going to do is make it 10 times worse if you try to do it yourself. Basically what we're doing now is we've blocked it down with 320 grit, and it's slightly too coarse for you to spray paint over, especially a silver metallic. So we're applying another coat of guide coat, and then we're going to sand it with the DA sander with 500 grit. And again, I'm just waiting to see that there's no black left and that all the scratches are removed. We're actually really lucky in the fact that somebody had sprayed a paint over the top, and that was the unstable part, so we didn't actually have to strip the whole part back to bare metal, which was brilliant. All we had to do was then take the rust down to bare metal and then feather out the paint and remove the unstable paint.
Oh, great job, Rach. What do you think,
good,
Tori?
Looks fun, doesn't it?
That's awesome. Nice job.
Got the rest to do now.
Yeah, we'll have to give it a clean. But first of all, we need to get it repaired, get it through the MOT. So when we had the car MOT, it only failed on the one spring, but the advisories were the brakes. It's going to cost a hell of a lot more to replace all the brakes. A spring alone is quite expensive, and we're going to do 2 because that's good practice. Right, Tori, I'll start on here. And you want to take the rest of the wheels off for me?
Yeah.
Wicked. So we'll turn the wheel. So now I can see. So first thing to do, take the caliper bolts out. There's 2 of those, little 10 mils. So what we're going to do is the piston we need to push back to release the caliper. We're replacing the distant pad, so I'm just going to use a screwdriver just to lever it out. Flip the brake pads out. So the pads actually don't look too bad. There's quite a lot of meat left on them. The wear indicator isn't down. That's what squeals, you know, when you brake sometimes and you get that squealy noise. So you can see the pads are scored. You see the score line in there? That's from the disc. See how it gives a curve? But because the discs are so bad, that's why we're going to replace them. Okay, so imagine the pads will sit like that, either side of the disc. And when the caliper's on, the piston will push against here. And when you put your foot on the brake, the fluid will travel down, push the piston out, push the pads onto the disc, which then stops you. And then when you take your foot off the brake pedal, the fluid goes back up and it opens the pads up to allow you to drive. So now we're going to take this carrier off. We've got 2 18mm bolts. Right, so make sure you're keeping hold of your carrier and your disc when you take your last bolt out. And that pops off. So sometimes you have to give the brake disc a tap with a hammer to get them off, but luckily this one's going to pop off. But you can see how badly worn this one is. Quite a large lip on the back. Obviously it's badly corroded as well from where it's been stood and sat and not used for so long. So it's a good job of replacing them. The front discs are vented, they've got all these little vents in, and the back disc is solid, there's no vents in that. With the front calipers, you literally just push the piston back. But with the back calipers, you have to wind them back. There are 2 locating holes on the piston. So what you need is one of these. This is a brake wind back tool. It's quite a simple tool. Comes with 2 nodules there. So what you do is, this goes in here like this, you tighten it up. As you tighten this up, it tightens that plate to the caliper. Do it all hand tight. And what you have to do is you wind this in. It's really hard to do. So you can either put a socket on the end of this, or another quite helpful tip is, if you get a ring spanner, hook it on. It's all about leverage. And that'll spin round. Before you push the pistons back on the brake calipers, make sure you take the brake fluid cap off, just to relieve any pressure. This story is super important to me. I love to help people. That's my main thing. And when Marie reached out and told me the situation and the story and who it was for, I wanted to help, and all the other angels, we just wanted to help and chip in and just make sure that everything was okay for him. Tori's done a great job, cleaned it all up for us. It's all nice and shiny, got all the corrosion off. So the next job is to put the disc on. So we'll pop the locating screw in there. Okay, so next job, pop the carrier on. Next step is put the brake pads in. The wear indicator was on the back pad. So this one needs to go in there, and this one needs to go in there. But first of all, need to put a little bit of grease on. Stop them squealing, help them move a little bit. You put them on the moving part, so you just put them on the metal bit. You want to try not to get it on the carbon on the front. And then with a bit of luck, they'll just pop in. Like that. Same again with this one. Next job, we're going to pop the caliper on. So it just slides on nice and easy because we pushed the piston back earlier. Pop the new bolts in. Top tip, when you put these on, or when you're doing anything up really, put everything in finger tight first. That way you know they're in the threads properly. And what you don't want to do is tighten this one up mega tight, and then this one isn't lined up with a hole, because then you won't be able to get the bolt in. So do them both up hand tight first, and then go around and pinch them all up. Pinch it up. That's it. That's the front sorted. Now time to reassemble the rear brakes. The new disc is about to go on. Line it up. Locating screw. Well, Andy. Carrier, all greased up. Make sure they're both in hand tight before you start pinching them up. See, brakes tell you when they're going low, the pads do anyway. And ideally, best practice is to replace the pads with the discs. But you wouldn't believe how many people just replace the pads because the discs is another extra expense. But you wouldn't pay any extra in labour, because while the pads are off, why would you not just replace the disc as well? New pads. Remember again which way they came off. The wear indicator went on the back. That's for the front. Grease calipers. You only need a little bit, not loads. Make sure you don't get it on the carbon. You just want it on the metal. It's just to help them slide. That's all it's for. They don't squeal or whine. Back one's in. Pads are in. Remove the tape. Calipers all wound back. Pop it on. In reality, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. That's all it is. It's just whether everything goes to plan. And when they seize, or they're corroded, that's when you can run into a whole can of worms. So we've done all the brakes on the car now, so they're all sorted, and now we need to replace the driver's side rear spring. It actually failed the MOT on it being fractured, which basically means the spring is broken. If you can see, there is a brake there, because this should wrap round that bottom locator, and the other half is actually still on there. Sometimes you'll find that that other half will rattle around. So some people will say to me, "Oh, every time I go over a bump, there's like a ching 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 ching," and usually that's a broken spring. So that's a telltale sign. So first of all, we'll put some under here, support that, undo this nut, and then slowly bring this down, and the spring should just fall out, and we'll pop the new one back in. Wicked. And that's your broken spring. MOT fail, dangerous. Let's get this bad boy on. First of all, we need to make sure the cups are in the right way. So you can either compare where the circle is, make sure it's the same, or if they look both identical, look for the writing, make sure it's the right way up. So now this will be the top, and this will be the bottom. Bit more, mate. More. More. More power. Right, some cars have like a little locating peg, and then the spring sits on it as well, but this doesn't have it, so it's just floating around. Just make sure that the spring is located on the top mountain there, and then it's also located on the bottom as well. That's about it for these, they're quite straightforward. Next job, I need to jack the frame up so that the shock absorber goes in line. See how it's too far down at the minute. Again, always make sure you do everything up by hand. Don't start gunning stuff in. That's how you pull threads. Let's do the other side. I absolutely loved having Rachel and Tori working with me. They're great girls, they're really knowledgeable, they're really skillful, and they've got real good attention to detail, so it makes a change not working on my own and working with somebody else. So we picked the car up and we took it straight to the body shop. Rachel did a great job. Prepped the roof, got rid of all the rust, all the scabs, sprayed it. It looks brand new, it's great. We brought it to the workshop, we've done the discs, we've done the pads all round. We've also done both rear springs as well. 2 new tyres, we've serviced it, ready to go. Right then, we are taking the car back to Marie for her nephew Aiden so he can learn to drive all nice and safe in a pretty much brand new car.
Oh wow. Oh my god. Wow, this car is incredible. It's just, I'm blown away, to be honest. I can't believe how good it looks.
Surprise!
Oh my god, thank you so much. I'd rather have this than a Lamborghini. Like, wow.
Do you want to jump in and have a look?
Yeah, sound.
Have your key.
My key. My key. Wow. Okay, let's unlock it. Oh wow, it's spotless. It is spotless.
When you drove up, it just looks like a totally different car. It's really, really nice. You've done a really tidy job.
There was a portion of luncheon meat in the boot, and we know that you used to like go fishing with your mum and stuff, so I'll cut the front out for you and stuck it on the mirror, so like a little nod to your mum.
It means a lot, honestly. It means so much to be able to sit here when my mum used to take me fishing and, you know, going to see family and stuff, and having this opportunity to be able to have the car and learn to drive it. It means the world. Thank you so much.